Ready to go? Ready to go. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Call to order this Agriculture Advisory Committee meeting of Thursday, July 10th, 2025. Before we get started with the agenda, I want to introduce our new member, Andrew. You're with the Ministry of Agriculture, replacing Kim.
That's right.
Right, so maybe we'll just go around the table quick so you know who everybody is. So here's Ross, City Councilor here.
Nathan Koning, I'm the General Manager of Engineering and Regional Utilities.
Mark Neal, General Manager of Planning and Development Services.
Matt Bixhorn, dairy farmer in Sumansbury. Russell Reisma, dairy and poultry producer from Matsqui.
Tammy Katola, Assistant City Clerk. And Caressa, Legislative Services Clerk.
Thanks, and Randy.
Randy Friesen with Friesen Group of Companies. We're poultry and dairy.
Okay, Jesse.
Jasmine Foka with Maple Leaf Nursery. We run a nursery here in Matsqui.
Brad.
Brad Rudiger, president of the BC Poultry Association and also chicken farmer in Abbotsford.
And Timothy.
Timothy Kendrick from BW Global. We design and manufacture greenhouses for around the world.
Great, thank you. And we have an adoption of the agenda, please. By Brad, seconded by. All in favor? Motion's carried. And an adoption of the minutes of the last meeting, please. Moved by Timothy, seconded by Matt. All in favor? Motion's carried. First item, please. Report.
All right, two reports today for the committee. First is an ALC non-adhering residential use at 29136 Township Line Road. And Christine Batchelor will provide an introduction.
Thank you. So the city received an application for a non-adhering residential use. The applicant is proposing to construct a new dwelling and convert an existing dwelling to temporary farm worker housing. Staff. Yeah, I'll try. Yeah. Staff is looking for input from the AAC regarding this application, and any comments, concerns, or recommendations will be included in staff's report to council. Subject property is designated Ag 1 or Agriculture 1 uplands for the official community plan and is zoned A1 or Agriculture 1 zone. The property is 9.85 acres in size or 3.99 hectares. And the property consists of a berry farm and currently contains two dwellings consisting of a principal residence occupied by the owners and a temporary farm worker housing. Farm operation currently leases one additional property located at 1867 Bradner Road, which is 16 acres. I note that the report speaks to two properties being leased. However, it is my understanding that the second property is no longer being leased at this time. The applicant is proposing to construct a new principal residence located where the current temporary farm worker housing is sited today. The existing temporary farm worker housing accommodates 4 temporary farm workers. These workers, along with an additional 4 to 8 workers, are proposed to be accommodated in the converted temporary farm worker housing, which is currently the principal dwelling. The applicant's proposal generally aligns with the official community plan policies and guidelines and is compliant with the zoning bylaw regulations. As per the ALC Act and use regulations, an owner may have no more than 1 residence per parcel unless permitted by the commission. Therefore, a non-adhering residential use application is required to convert the existing principal dwelling to temporary farm worker accommodations. Again, staff is looking for input from the AAC regarding this application, and any comments, concerns, or recommendations will be included in staff's report to council. An applicant representative is here today, Armin Bassra, and I believe he would like to come and speak to the proposal.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Armin Basra. The family wanted to join me here today, but this week they have a wedding. Tomorrow's the wedding, so they're busy with that. I'm sure they're recovering from last night's celebrations. So the family runs a blueberry farm here in Abbotsford. The property is just shy of 10 acres. It produces thousands of pounds of berry every year. They have about 12 foreign workers that they employ. They've got a legal obligation to provide housing for the 12 workers. The application is to seek permission to stay in the current home, which they will convert after the new house is constructed The new house that's constructed will be less than the 500 square meters, therefore meeting the ALR regulations. So the family does lease 16 other acres at a different farm in Abbotsford. There was a lease in place for a separate 35 acres, but that's since this application was made, that lease is no longer in place. The rationale for your support today, the farm employs foreign workers and must supply housing to those workers. The proposal meets the current zoning bylaws. The proposal meets all guidelines of recently approved AgFresh. We are pleased with the full support of the Ministry of Agriculture. I'm sure the committee will also agree the family has selected a location that not only works well for the farm, but is also the best use of farmland as they're sticking to the cluster of buildings that's on the site right now. The agriculture strategy for Abbotsford is the promotion and strengthening of viability of agricultural enterprise. This family is 100% involved in agriculture. The benefits to the proposal are substantial to the family and agriculture here in Abbotsford. This proposal just makes sense when considering the best use of farmland. We encourage this committee to recommend support of this proposal. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Any questions of the applicant? No? Comments, motions?
I'm just curious if there's a formula for the number of temporary foreign workers, like per acre, or how that works. I understand the need for temporary foreign workers and the requirement to house them, but is there any sort of process to justify the number of temporary foreign workers per farm?
That's an excellent question. There is a labor market impact assessment that's generally done, but the city of Abbotsford doesn't get involved in that part of the process. We leave that to the Agricultural Land Commission and the proponent in the federal government as they're trying to rationalize the number of foreign workers that are coming in.
Okay.
And I don't know in this case if the applicant has anything further to add about how that relates to their farm and the process that they've gone through that labor market impact assessment.
I remember the comments were they thought it complied. I remember correctly. 7 the report. I remember reading it.
Madam Chair, in the report, there probably is a relationship to the size of the building per worker. And the zoning bylaw does regulate that at, I believe, 15 meters squared per farm employee. But in terms of determining how many employees per farm operation, we don't have any regulation on that front.
So sorry, I was just talking about their comments. So it just said ministry staff note the amount of housing requested is in line with the labor requirements for similar operations of the size of the camp.
I would just note that I would just note that that was the information which was two leased properties.
Okay.
That was before my time, that I didn't.
Okay. Anyone else? Anyone care to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to support.
Okay.
If the labor market assessment justifies the need for the workers, then I understand the farm has an obligation to house them, so the proposal makes sense. Doesn't impact productive farmland.
Do not, do we have a seconder?
I'll
second it.
Okay, any other comments or questions? Brad?
Nope.
No, you're just raising your hand, okay. All in favor? Oh, sorry. Sorry, wait, did you want to speak to it, Brad, or no?
Nope, I was just seconding it along with 3 others. It's good.
Yeah, it's a little on the video, along with the video, there's a bit of a delay, so you kind of freeze for a few seconds, so. Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? None, motion's carried. Next item, please.
All right, next is item 6.2, ALC non-farm use for 27906 Huntington Road and 501 Lefevre Road. Again, Christine will provide an introduction.
Thank you. The city has received an application for a non-farm use for 2 properties on the subject properties here. Two projects for the 2 subject properties. The applicant is proposing to expand the existing gravel parking lot and add a washroom at 27906 Huntington and to pave the existing parking lot at 501 Lefevre. Sorry, I'm just waiting for the slides. Staff is looking for input from the AAC regarding this application, and any comments, concerns, or recommendations will be included in staff's report to council. The subject properties are designated open space as per the official community plan and are zoned agricultural 1 zone. Properties are part of the Aldergrove Regional Park, which includes 280 acres of second growth forest, wetlands, and fields straddling the township of Langley and the city of Abbotsford. Both subject properties are located within the city of Abbotsford. 27906 Huntington has an existing parking lot, 12 parking stalls. The proposal is to expand the existing parking lot to 27 parking stalls. Additionally, the proposal involves removing and relocating fencing, relocating picnic tables, relocating the existing kiosk, and installing an outhouse, along with removing and replacing an existing timber pile retaining wall. 501 Lefevre has a small entry parking lot and 13 parking stalls and a larger parking lot with 92 parking stalls. This project will include paving the existing gravel parking areas and install plantings. The parking lots are not proposed for expansion. However, additional parking spaces may result with better delineation with line painting. The applicant's proposal generally aligns with the official community plan policies and guidelines and is compliant with the zoning bylaw regulations. Under Section 23 of the ALC Act, the regulations or the restrictions of use of agricultural land do not apply to land lawfully used as non-farm use, established and carried on continuously for at least 6 months immediately before December 21st, 1972, unless the use is changed. The land for Aldergrove Regional Park was acquired incrementally between 1967 and 1978 and was opened in 1969 prior to the establishment of the ALR. As the applicant is proposing changes to the park, a non-farm use application to the ALC is required. Again, staff is looking for input from the AAC regarding this application, and any comments, concerns, or recommendations will be included in staff's report to council. Thank you.
Someone is online to answer any questions.
Yes, we do have a representative from the applicant on. They were online. Are they still online?
Hi there.
Yes.
Okay, thanks. Are there any questions of the applicant? No? All right. Comments or motions from the committee?
I move that we forward with support.
Thank you. Sorry, who was that?
Brad.
Brad?
No, it's Timothy.
Timothy. Great, thank
Yeah.
you. Sorry, some people got dropped on the video screen there for a second. All right, moved by Timothy. Do we have a seconder?
Yeah, I'll second that.
Any other comments or questions? All in favor of the motion? Any opposed? The motion's carried. Thank you. Great. Good. And we just need a motion to adjourn. By Russell, seconded by Matt. All in favor? Motion's carried. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for attending.
Thank you.
Thank you.